So how do you increase your earnings potential? You're going to take your services to someone who sees that you're more valuable. That's one of the easiest ways to increase your earnings capacity. And as you increase your earnings capacity, it becomes a force multiplier. So that $2,000 extra you're making a month, you can take that $2,000, put it in a high yield savings account, or you can put it in an S&P. And over time, let's say after 1 year, you can take that money. Let's say that money did not grow and it's just $24,000. You can put $8,000 of rehab into a distressed property, turn around and sell that property for $50,000. Your original investment was $8,000. You sold the property for $50,000. You made $42,000 off of an $8,000 investment. That leaves you with a total of $58,000. So that's the $16,000 from the $24,000 plus the $42,000 from the $50,000 investment you made. That equals $58,000. You made a 625% return on an investment in one transaction. Successful people leverage their ATM, assets, time, and money. Josiah, what do you mean successful people leverage their assets? You have person one, you have person two. Person one is married with 2 children. Person two is married with 2 children. They both make $90,000 a year. They both have 2 vehicles. Person one, however, thought about something. I can leverage my assets. We have 2 vehicles. We can rent our vehicles. And a few extra $100 that was bringing in, they started saving and they realized, wait a minute. Renting one vehicle at $455 a week will bring in an extra $21,840. The second vehicle will bring in $6,240. Both vehicles combined will bring in an extra $28,080 a year. Here's another example. Person one, person two, $90,000. Person number one say, hey, why don't we convert our garage into a space that we can rent out? Why don't we use the storage room into another space where we can rent out? Now we have a 2-bedroom apartment that we can rent out. We can do Airbnb, or we can just rent it out as a regular rental. And all of a sudden, this person who's still making $90,000 is now generating income, because we're talking about leveraging assets. They're now generating between $1,200 and $2,400 a month by leveraging their assets. So that's the A for ATM. What about the T? Their time. So you have another family. Family one is making $90,000. Family two is making $90,000. But family one decides, you know what, we need to do something different to increase our income. How do we do that? Why don't one of us try to see if we can work from home? Rather than spending 40 hours at the job, I can spend 20 hours getting the same amount done, and the extra 20 hours that I have, I can do coaching, some mentoring, some consulting. That's one example of how successful people leverage their time. What about the M? Their money. So remember those families, one making $90,000, but one have found a way to increase their income. They were doing well on $90,000. So what they realize now, well, with that extra $50,000 we were making, what we can do is we can invest in real estate. And you just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's how successful people leverage their money. So let's say your employer does not give you the option to work from home. What do you do then? Well, can you still leverage ATM, your asset, time, and money? Of course you can. Let's say you work 8 hours a day. Let's say you work 40 hours a week. Between the hours of 5 to 9 p.m., that's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 4 hours. Times 5 days a week, that's 20 hours. Let's say you have an additional 8 hours on Sunday, 8 hours on Saturday. So you have 20 hours during the week, 16 hours during the weekend. That's 36 hours. Times 52 weeks, that's 1,872 hours, extra hours you have to do whatever you want to do. So with an additional almost 2,000 hours, you can accomplish anything you want. You just have to be creative. You have to think outside the box. Successful people take risks. They bet on themselves. The level of risk you're willing to take often correlates with the level of opportunities, paid opportunities that come your way. Successful people do things that you're not necessarily comfortable doing, but they're looking at the long term. They're looking at the big picture. They understand that what they're doing today becomes easier with time. And after a while, they don't have to leverage their time. They can hire other people to leverage their time.